things are getting super weird now. A woman who nobody knew about is coming forward with a big claim. She only goes by the initials DL, and she says she's actually the birth mom of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's kids, Archie and Lilibet. She says she wasn't just a random egg donor or a carrier, but that she was the secret surrogate for both pregnancies. And now she's ready to speak up. She's not just talking either, she's got proof. She's showing things like hospital records, payments, and even non-disclosure agreements, NDAs from 2018. She said, "I was promised privacy and money, but instead, I was erased from the story." And she's not hiding her face or identity, she's speaking openly and calmly, almost like she's been waiting for this moment. And people are listening because for years there have been rumors online about Meghan's pregnancies being strange. There were even videos showing Meghan's baby bump moving weirdly, like folding when she sat down or changing sizes quickly. Back then, people thought it was just silly conspiracy talk. But now, those old videos are getting millions of views. But let's pause for a second. If what DL is saying is true, this isn't just about Meghan faking a pregnancy for attention. This could affect the royal line of succession. It means two kids might have been introduced to the world under completely fake circumstances. And if the palace, the press, or even Prince Harry knew about it, then they might have planned the whole thing, or at least helped it happen. At first, some people thought Harry was just another victim of Meghan's PR team. But with DL's new claims, that theory doesn't seem to hold up anymore. If he knew from the start that the pregnancies were fake and still played along, he wasn't just an innocent bystander, he was part of the plan. Remember how weird it was when Archie's birth was announced? No press at the hospital, no photos like other royal families. Instead, Harry made a casual video in front of a stable, saying the baby had arrived. That raised a lot of questions. And now with everything coming out, it looks way more suspicious. Why wasn't the hospital named? Why wasn't any media allowed in? It feels like a carefully planned act. Then there's the birth certificate. When it was finally released, people noticed something strange. Meghan's full name, Rachel Meghan Markle, was removed. It was replaced with Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. The palace said it was a clerical mistake, but Meghan said it was done without her permission. But now, with DL's accusations, some people think it was changed to avoid legal problems. Listing Meghan as the birth mom could have been seen as a lie. And there's been no denial from Harry and Meghan. No press conference, no statement to shut this woman down. Instead, it's being reported that their lawyers are working overtime behind the scenes, trying to stop the story from spreading. But when someone says they're ready for a DNA test and you're the one sending out threats, that doesn't exactly show confidence, does it? So here we are. This woman says she carried both of Harry and Meghan's kids, and she's got all the proof. And Meghan and Harry? Complete silence. And that silence is starting to speak volumes. It's almost like something out of a movie. The woman, DL, says she was hired through a California agency and kept in isolation during the pregnancies. No friends, no family, no contact with the outside world, just to avoid leaks and gossip. She says Meghan's team took care of everything, from medical needs to housing, even counseling. But what they didn't do was make her stay quiet forever. DL says she started collecting documents like receipts, appointment logs, and even texts after dealing with serious health problems after the birth. She says she felt discarded after giving birth, like she was just a vessel and not a person. When she started gathering all this evidence, it could be huge. The press, which usually stays cautious, is starting to pay more attention. Major networks are reportedly considering the risks of covering this more aggressively. Meanwhile, people online are digging up old videos and odd moments from Meghan's pregnancy days. Some of the footage is hard to ignore. There's a clip from 2019 where Meghan bends down and her baby bump looks like it's collapsing. At first, it was called just a wrinkle in her dress, but now it's being seen in a different light. Sources close to Harry say he's been acting out of character, lashing out and having trouble sleeping. Some people say he's getting paranoid, wondering who knew what about the whole pregnancy situation. One former staff member said, "He's falling apart. He's caught in a lie he thought he could control." Another person said Harry's questioning whether Meghan's team gave him the full story when it all started. Meanwhile, Meghan is staying quiet, not posting on Instagram, not making podcast episodes, and not launching any new products. For someone who usually loves being in control of her image, this silence is very loud. Her PR team hasn't made any public statements denying the claims, and some of her big partnerships are now under review. There's also legal pressure building up. Meghan and Harry's lawyers are reportedly sending cease and desist letters to outlets about interviews with DL. But here's the thing, DL is welcoming legal action. She's even said she'll testify under oath and take a DNA test if it's done by a neutral party. That's making people wonder, what does she know that makes her so sure? This isn't just gossip anymore. It's starting to have huge implications for British law. People are now questioning if these kids should even be in the royal line of succession. If Meghan and Harry didn't follow royal rules, it could cause major problems. A former press secretary for the Queen said that if it's true, it could create legal headaches for the monarchy. The monarchy is built on tradition, and if the surrogacy wasn't disclosed, it could seem like the royal family lied to the public. The public is now starting to realize how big this is. Even fans of Meghan and Harry are stepping back. Polls show that trust in the Sussexes has dropped. The image they worked hard to create of being independent and authentic is now being questioned. Behind the scenes, the tension between Meghan and Harry is reportedly unbearable. They are barely talking to each other. Some sources say they're even sleeping in different rooms, and their staff is being cut down to a minimum. Their once peaceful mansion is now filled with tension and whispered arguments. Meghan is said to be focusing on protecting her business, like her skincare and wine lines, since sponsors are starting to pull away. One source said, "No one wants to get caught in the middle of this PR disaster." Their lawyers are also working nonstop, not only trying to stop DL from doing interviews, but also trying to control the media coverage. So far, their efforts have had limited success. At least 2 big networks are said to be waiting to air pre-recorded interviews with DL. Once those interviews air, everything could change for good. What's shocking is that there hasn't been a solid denial from Meghan. She's always had something to say when people accused her of things, like statements, lawsuits, or social media posts. But now, nothing. Just silence. And in the world of gossip, silence can look like guilt. The royal family, which has usually kept its distance from the Sussexes' drama, is reportedly keeping a close eye on what happens next. If it turns out that Meghan and Harry lied about something as important as the birth of their children, it could lead to serious consequences. This is no longer just a PR problem. It could become a legal one, too. Public opinion is shifting, and celebrities who once supported Meghan and Harry are now quiet. Podcasts that praised Meghan's work are removing old episodes, and social media pages that used to support them are now filled with calls for the truth. The fairy tale image is starting to crack, and people aren't turning away. For a couple that built their post-royal life on being real and authentic, this is a major blow. If the public believes they lied about something as big as this, how can they ever trust them again? What started with rumors about Meghan's pregnancy has turned into one of the biggest royal scandals in recent history. This whole story that seemed like freedom is now looking more and more like a made-up story.